In the early 2010s, the smartphone industry was dominated by established giants. Apple set the bar with premium, highly desirable devices, while Samsung, HTC, and other brands competed for the high-end and mid-range markets. However, a significant portion of the world's population remained underserved, people who wanted quality technology but could not afford the exorbitant prices. Into this gap stepped Xiaomi, a company that would redefine the global smartphone market, democratize technology, and challenge the status quo. Founded in 2010 by Lei Jun, a visionary entrepreneur often called the Steve Jobs of China, Xiaomi was conceived with a simple yet ambitious mission: deliver high-quality, feature-rich smartphones at affordable prices. Lei Jun drew inspiration from his background in software and e-commerce, as well as his understanding of what consumers truly wanted: elegant design, powerful hardware, and a seamless user experience without paying a premium. Xiaomi's journey was not merely about manufacturing phones, it was about building a philosophy and ecosystem. From the beginning, the company embraced a direct-to-consumer model, reducing costs by selling online instead of relying on traditional retail channels. Xiaomi also fostered a strong community of users, listening to feedback and using it to shape product development. This approach allowed the company to move faster, innovate smarter, and cultivate a loyal following that felt personally invested in the brand's success. The first devices, released in 2011, offered specs that rivaled flagship phones while maintaining a fraction of the cost. Coupled with Xiaomi's custom Android interface, MIUI, these phones offered features that catered to tech enthusiasts, power users, and everyday consumers alike. Xiaomi's strategy went beyond affordability. It aimed to deliver value, quality, and user-centric design in a market often criticized for overpricing and planned obsolescence. Xiaomi's early success in China set the stage for a global vision. Lei Jun and his team understood that smartphones were not just tools, they were gateways to digital life, communication, and entertainment. By focusing on emerging markets where price sensitivity was high, Xiaomi created a blueprint for technology democratization. The company's strategy combined innovation, community engagement, and efficient business operations, proving that a startup could compete with multi-billion-dollar corporations by rethinking the rules of the game. This story is not only about Xiaomi's rise to prominence but also about how the company transformed the smartphone industry, influenced global pricing strategies, and inspired a generation of startups to challenge conventions. It is the story of a budget powerhouse that made technology accessible to millions, proving that disruption does not require massive capital. It requires vision, execution, and a deep understanding of consumer needs. As we follow Xiaomi's journey, we will explore its founding, early strategies, domestic growth, international expansion, product innovation, and the broader impact on the global smartphone market, culminating in its role today as one of the most influential tech companies in the world. In 2010, when Lei Jun and his team founded Xiaomi, the smartphone market in China was fragmented. Established players focused either on premium devices or low-cost, low-quality alternatives. Lei Jun's vision was clear: deliver high-quality smartphones at affordable prices while cultivating a loyal user community. He believed that technology should be accessible, not exclusive, and that consumers deserved more value for their money. From the outset, Xiaomi differentiated itself through a unique business model. Instead of relying heavily on physical retail stores, the company adopted a direct-to-consumer online sales strategy. Selling devices primarily through its website allowed Xiaomi to reduce costs associated with middlemen, retail markups, and distribution. This approach enabled the company to price phones competitively while maintaining quality. Another pillar of Xiaomi's strategy was community engagement. Before releasing devices, Xiaomi built an online ecosystem where users could test software, suggest features, and participate in beta testing for MIUI, Xiaomi's custom Android interface. By listening to its community, Xiaomi was able to refine both software and hardware, ensuring that its products met real user needs. This strategy not only improved products but also fostered brand loyalty and a sense of belonging among users. The company's first flagship phone, released in 2011, exemplified this philosophy. Priced significantly lower than competitors, it offered high-end specifications, sleek design, and a polished software experience. Xiaomi leveraged flash sales, creating urgency while keeping inventory lean. The tactic generated excitement and buzz around the brand, reinforcing the perception of Xiaomi as an innovative, user-centric company. Lei Jun emphasized operational efficiency and vertical integration, controlling key aspects of production and supply chains. By working closely with component suppliers and manufacturers, Xiaomi maintained high standards while reducing costs. This operational discipline allowed the company to scale rapidly without compromising quality, even as demand surged during early product launches. Marketing at Xiaomi was also unconventional. The company relied on social media, online forums, and word of mouth, rather than expensive advertising campaigns. Community members acted as brand ambassadors, sharing experiences and promoting devices organically. This approach resonated particularly with younger consumers and tech enthusiasts who valued authenticity over traditional marketing. From the beginning, Xiaomi's founding principles were clear: affordable pricing, high-quality design, community involvement, and operational efficiency. These principles would guide the company through rapid growth in China and set the foundation for its eventual global expansion. By the end of its first year, Xiaomi had established itself as a disruptive force in the Chinese smartphone market, challenging both premium and low-cost competitors. Its success demonstrated that a small, focused company could outmaneuver larger, established rivals by prioritizing value, engagement, and innovation over conventional business practices. This early vision and strategy laid the groundwork for Xiaomi's next phase: rapid domestic growth, product diversification, and the creation of a tech ecosystem that extended beyond smartphones into smart devices, apps, and services. After its successful launch, Xiaomi quickly turned its focus to domestic expansion, aiming to capture a larger share of the Chinese smartphone market. The company had already established a strong reputation among tech enthusiasts, but the challenge now was reaching a broader audience while maintaining affordability and quality. Xiaomi's growth strategy relied heavily on its direct-to-consumer online model, which minimized costs and allowed for highly competitive pricing. Flash sales became a hallmark of the brand, generating excitement, scarcity, and media attention with every release. Early adopters often sold out devices within minutes, creating a sense of exclusivity while also demonstrating Xiaomi's ability to gauge and stimulate market demand effectively. A key factor in Xiaomi's domestic success was its focus on product quality and innovation. The company did not compromise on hardware performance or design, ensuring that even budget-friendly devices offered features typically found in premium phones. MIUI, Xiaomi's custom Android interface, became a selling point in itself. With frequent updates, personalization options, and a responsive community-driven development model, MIUI enhanced user experience and fostered loyalty. Xiaomi also implemented regional marketing strategies tailored to China's diverse consumer base. By analyzing purchasing behavior and demographics, the company could target specific cities and provinces with localized promotions and campaigns. Social media platforms like Weibo, forums, and community groups were leveraged to create organic buzz and maintain a sense of belonging among users. Beyond smartphones, Xiaomi began building an ecosystem of complementary products, including smart TVs, fitness trackers, and smart home devices. By integrating these devices with MIUI and its mobile platform, Xiaomi encouraged users to remain within its ecosystem, strengthening brand engagement and creating multiple revenue streams. This approach mirrored the strategies of major tech giants but remained rooted in affordability and accessibility. Customer service and support also became a differentiating factor. Xiaomi established service centers and online support channels to address user concerns efficiently. The company emphasized responsiveness and transparency, ensuring that its rapid growth did not compromise customer satisfaction. By building trust and reliability, Xiaomi further cemented its position as a consumer-focused brand. Operational efficiency remained central. Xiaomi maintained lean supply chains and minimized inventory risks through careful forecasting and coordination with suppliers. The company's ability to scale production quickly allowed it to meet high demand without sacrificing quality or increasing costs. This agility became a competitive advantage, particularly in a market where large competitors often struggled with overstock or delayed shipments. By 2013, Xiaomi had achieved remarkable domestic penetration, consistently ranking among the top smartphone sellers in China. Its success demonstrated that a company could challenge industry incumbents by combining quality, affordability, innovation, and community engagement. More importantly, Xiaomi proved that smartphones could be democratized, providing high-performance devices to a wider population without resorting to extreme cost-cutting or subpar components. This rapid domestic growth set the stage for Xiaomi's international ambitions, as the company prepared to take its model beyond China's borders, applying lessons learned at home to new and diverse markets around the world. With its strong foothold in China, Xiaomi turned its attention to global markets, recognizing that the demand for affordable, high-quality smartphones extended far beyond its home country. The company's international expansion was driven by the same principles that had fueled its domestic success: affordability, innovation, community engagement, and operational efficiency. Xiaomi's first major move overseas targeted emerging markets, where smartphone penetration was growing but consumers remained highly price-sensitive. Countries in South and Southeast Asia, including India, Indonesia, and Malaysia, were particularly receptive to Xiaomi's value-driven approach. By offering feature-rich devices at a fraction of the price of competitors, Xiaomi quickly attracted a large following among tech-savvy but budget-conscious consumers. A cornerstone of Xiaomi's global strategy was adaptation to local markets. The company tailored products, marketing campaigns, and distribution channels to meet the unique needs and preferences of each region. In India, for example, Xiaomi partnered with local e-commerce platforms like Flipkart, using flash sales and online promotions to generate hype. The company also localized MIUI with regional languages, culturally relevant apps, and features optimized for local networks, enhancing usability and appeal. Xiaomi relied heavily on online sales channels internationally, mirroring the direct-to-consumer approach that had proven effective in China. This strategy minimized costs, allowed for competitive pricing, and enabled rapid market entry without the need for extensive retail infrastructure. Social media campaigns, influencer partnerships, and community engagement played a critical role in building brand awareness and loyalty, turning early adopters into passionate advocates. In addition to smartphones, Xiaomi strategically introduced complementary products in international markets. Smart TVs, wearables, and home automation devices were positioned as part of a broader Xiaomi ecosystem, encouraging cross-product engagement and creating a sense of brand coherence. This ecosystem strategy not only boosted revenue but also reinforced Xiaomi's image as a holistic technology brand, rather than a smartphone manufacturer alone. Operational excellence remained central to global expansion. Xiaomi leveraged efficient supply chain management, scalable production capabilities, and careful inventory planning to meet demand across diverse regions. By maintaining lean operations and coordinating closely with component suppliers, the company could enter new markets quickly while avoiding overproduction and minimizing costs. Xiaomi's competitive pricing disrupted local markets, forcing established players to reconsider their strategies. Competitors struggled to match the combination of affordability, performance, and ecosystem integration that Xiaomi offered. This disruption was not limited to emerging markets. It also began to attract attention in more developed regions, such as Europe, where consumers increasingly sought value without sacrificing quality. By focusing on global community building, Xiaomi extended its engagement model beyond China. Online forums, social media groups, and feedback platforms encouraged international users to share experiences, report bugs, and suggest features. This community-driven approach not only improved products but also fostered loyalty and brand advocacy worldwide. By the mid-2010s, Xiaomi had firmly established itself as a global contender in the smartphone industry, with strong market share in multiple countries and a growing reputation as a budget powerhouse. Its international strategy demonstrated that a company could scale effectively without abandoning the principles that had driven its initial success: affordability, quality, innovation, and community focus. This global expansion paved the way for the next phase in Xiaomi's journey: product diversification, ecosystem growth, and technological innovation, ensuring the company remained competitive in a fast-evolving digital landscape. While Xiaomi's smartphones established the company's reputation, Lei Jun and his team knew that sustainable growth required more than a single product line. To become a global technology powerhouse, Xiaomi needed to build a complete ecosystem of devices and services that complemented its smartphones, created customer loyalty, and expanded revenue streams. Xiaomi's ecosystem strategy began with smart devices. The company launched smart TVs, wearable devices like Mi Bands, and smart home appliances, all integrated with MIUI and connected through the Xiaomi Home app. This approach allowed consumers to control multiple devices from a single platform, creating a seamless digital experience. By combining hardware, software, and services, Xiaomi positioned itself as an accessible alternative to premium ecosystems like Apple's, appealing to cost-conscious consumers without compromising on functionality. Innovation in hardware remained a priority. Xiaomi invested heavily in research and development, partnering with suppliers and technology companies to incorporate cutting-edge features into affordable devices. High-quality cameras, fast processors, large batteries, and sleek designs became hallmarks of Xiaomi products, ensuring that budget-friendly did not mean inferior. Xiaomi also embraced new form factors, experimenting with foldable phones, ultra-thin designs, and high refresh rate displays to keep pace with global trends. Software innovation complemented hardware development. MIUI, Xiaomi's custom Android interface, continued to evolve based on community feedback. Users contributed ideas, reported bugs, and suggested new features, creating a participatory development process. Frequent updates, enhanced security, customization options, and integrated apps strengthened MIUI's appeal, making Xiaomi devices feel personal, responsive, and versatile. Xiaomi also ventured into IoT, Internet of Things, technology. By connecting home appliances, smart security devices, and lifestyle products to the MIUI ecosystem, the company transformed ordinary homes into interconnected digital environments. Affordable IoT devices allowed Xiaomi to scale quickly, especially in emerging markets where consumers were eager for technology-driven convenience. The ecosystem approach reinforced customer retention and loyalty. Once users invested in multiple Xiaomi products, switching to competitors became less attractive. The ecosystem created a network effect. The more devices a user owned, the more valuable the ecosystem became, encouraging continued engagement and increasing lifetime customer value. Xiaomi also developed financial and software services to complement its hardware. Cloud storage, mobile payments, and subscription-based services enhanced user convenience and diversified revenue. This holistic strategy positioned Xiaomi not just as a smartphone manufacturer but as a technology solutions provider capable of addressing multiple aspects of users' digital lives. Despite its growth and diversification, Xiaomi maintained its core principle of affordability. New devices and ecosystem offerings remained competitively priced, ensuring accessibility while still delivering high performance. This commitment distinguished Xiaomi from premium competitors and reinforced its brand identity as a budget powerhouse. By mid-decade, Xiaomi had successfully built a robust, interconnected ecosystem spanning smartphones, wearables, smart home devices, and digital services. The company's innovation strategy demonstrated that affordable technology could be both comprehensive and high quality, setting a new standard for consumer electronics. The next phase in Xiaomi's journey would focus on competitive challenges, global market positioning, and sustaining growth amid intensifying competition, as rivals sought to replicate its success and capture emerging market share. As Xiaomi expanded globally and diversified its product ecosystem, it inevitably faced intense competition. Established smartphone manufacturers like Samsung, Apple, and Huawei, as well as emerging Chinese brands such as Oppo and Vivo, were all vying for the same markets. Xiaomi's challenge was not only to maintain its rapid growth but also to defend its reputation for affordability and quality amid increasing pressure. One of the most pressing challenges was price competition. Rival companies began to release budget-friendly devices designed to compete directly with Xiaomi's offerings. To maintain its edge, Xiaomi focused on efficient operations, lean supply chains, and direct-to-consumer sales, allowing it to undercut competitors without sacrificing hardware quality. The company also innovated in marketing, using social media, influencer campaigns, and online community engagement to create a sense of excitement around each new product launch. Xiaomi also faced challenges in brand perception. While the company was praised for affordability, some consumers associated low prices with lower quality. Xiaomi responded by emphasizing premium design, high-performance components, and robust software features, proving that affordability did not mean compromise. Awards, positive reviews, and word-of-mouth advocacy helped strengthen the brand's reputation globally. Another challenge emerged from international regulatory environments. Different countries imposed varying standards for telecommunications, data privacy, and electronic certifications. Xiaomi adapted by establishing local partnerships, investing in compliance teams, and tailoring products to meet regional requirements. This careful navigation allowed Xiaomi to expand without encountering major legal or operational obstacles. Competition also spurred technological innovation. To differentiate itself, Xiaomi invested in R&D for camera technology, display improvements, battery efficiency, and emerging trends like foldable phones and 5G connectivity. By offering features typically reserved for high-end devices at competitive prices, Xiaomi consistently stayed ahead of rivals and reinforced its image as a disruptive force in the market. Xiaomi's ecosystem strategy helped mitigate competitive pressure. Smart devices, wearables, and IoT products created a sticky user base, encouraging customers to remain within the Xiaomi ecosystem. Even if competitors offered compelling smartphones, switching costs were higher for users who relied on multiple interconnected Xiaomi products. Despite these successes, Xiaomi faced challenges in developed markets, where brand recognition was weaker and consumers were accustomed to premium pricing models. In Europe and North America, the company needed to invest in marketing, partnerships, and retail presence to build trust and awareness. Xiaomi approached this with targeted campaigns emphasizing value, performance, and ecosystem integration. Finally, internal challenges arose from rapid expansion. Managing global operations, maintaining quality control, and sustaining company culture required strong leadership and strategic planning. Xiaomi implemented regional management structures, cross-functional teams, and robust feedback systems to ensure that growth remained sustainable and aligned with its founding principles. By addressing these competitive and market challenges, Xiaomi proved its resilience. The company demonstrated that with strategic pricing, operational efficiency, innovation, and ecosystem development, it could navigate a crowded market, build customer loyalty, and sustain global growth. The next phase of Xiaomi's journey would focus on technological innovation, AI integration, and positioning the brand for the next decade of global influence, as the company prepared to lead in a rapidly evolving digital landscape. As Xiaomi solidified its position in the global smartphone and smart device markets, the company recognized that sustained growth required embracing emerging technologies, particularly artificial intelligence, AI, and machine learning. AI offered opportunities to enhance user experience, optimize device performance, and differentiate Xiaomi's products in an increasingly competitive landscape. One major area of innovation was smartphone intelligence. Xiaomi integrated AI into camera systems, enabling advanced image recognition, scene detection, and computational photography that rivaled premium devices. Users could capture high-quality photos and videos effortlessly, demonstrating that budget-friendly phones could offer professional-grade features. AI-powered battery management, performance optimization, and predictive software updates further improved the everyday experience for users. Beyond smartphones, Xiaomi expanded AI integration into its broader ecosystem. Smart home devices, wearables, and IoT products began leveraging AI to provide automation, personalized suggestions, and predictive functionality. For instance, smart thermostats learned household routines to optimize energy use, while security cameras used AI to detect unusual activity and alert users in real time. This intelligence created a seamless, adaptive environment that enhanced convenience and safety for consumers. Xiaomi also invested in voice recognition and virtual assistant technology, introducing AI assistants that could manage devices, answer queries, and provide contextual recommendations. These assistants were integrated across multiple devices, creating a unified interface for the Xiaomi ecosystem. The company focused on natural language processing and localization, ensuring that AI functionality was accessible and useful in different languages and regions. AI was further applied to software optimization and user experience. MIUI updates incorporated AI-driven recommendations, intelligent app management, and personalized notifications, improving device usability while reducing resource consumption. AI also played a role in customer support, powering chatbots and automated troubleshooting tools that provided faster, more accurate responses to user inquiries. Xiaomi's approach to AI balanced innovation with accessibility. While cutting-edge features were developed, the company ensured that devices remained affordable, allowing a broad range of consumers to benefit from intelligent technology. This commitment reinforced Xiaomi's founding principle, democratizing high-quality technology without forcing premium pricing. The integration of AI also positioned Xiaomi as a forward-thinking global technology company. By leading in areas like computational photography, smart home automation, and AI-driven device optimization, Xiaomi demonstrated that it could compete with major tech giants on innovation while remaining rooted in affordability. Investment in AI research and collaboration with universities, startups, and technology partners further strengthened Xiaomi's technological capabilities. These partnerships facilitated the rapid adoption of new technologies and ensured that the company remained at the forefront of innovation in both hardware and software. By embracing AI, Xiaomi transformed its ecosystem from a collection of devices into a connected, intelligent environment. This evolution enhanced user loyalty, attracted new customers, and set a foundation for long-term growth in a rapidly digitizing world. The next chapter in Xiaomi's story would examine financial strategies, business sustainability, and global market influence, exploring how the company leveraged its innovation to become a major player on the international stage. Xiaomi's rapid growth and technological innovation required not only operational efficiency but also strategic financial planning. The company's ability to manage costs, attract investment, and balance profitability with affordability was central to its long-term success, allowing it to maintain its competitive edge while expanding globally. One cornerstone of Xiaomi's financial strategy was its direct-to-consumer sales model. By minimizing reliance on traditional retail channels, the company reduced overhead costs and avoided expensive markups. This approach allowed Xiaomi to offer premium features at lower prices, creating a strong value proposition that drove both sales volume and market penetration. The savings were passed directly to consumers, reinforcing the brand's reputation for affordability. Xiaomi also focused on diversifying revenue streams. Beyond smartphones, the company monetized its ecosystem of smart devices, wearables, and IoT products. Subscription services, cloud storage, and software solutions generated additional income while strengthening user engagement. By creating multiple revenue channels, Xiaomi reduced dependence on hardware sales alone, making the company more resilient in the face of market fluctuations and competitive pressures. Strategic investments played a critical role in Xiaomi's global influence. The company carefully allocated capital to research and development, international expansion, and strategic partnerships. Collaborations with suppliers, technology firms, and local distributors enabled Xiaomi to enter new markets efficiently and optimize supply chains for cost-effectiveness. These investments also fueled innovation, ensuring that Xiaomi's products remained competitive across price tiers and geographic regions. Xiaomi's global market positioning was equally deliberate. In emerging markets such as India, Southeast Asia, and Latin America, the company emphasized affordability, robust features, and community engagement. In more developed markets like Europe, Xiaomi highlighted design, performance, and ecosystem integration, gradually building brand recognition and trust. The company's ability to tailor financial and marketing strategies to each region maximized both market share and profitability. The company's financial discipline extended to inventory management and operational scalability. Xiaomi implemented lean manufacturing processes, just-in-time production, and predictive demand forecasting to minimize overproduction and excess costs. This efficiency allowed the company to respond swiftly to changing market conditions, ensuring both profitability and customer satisfaction. Xiaomi's public market strategy also demonstrated foresight. In 2018, the company went public on the Hong Kong Stock Exchange, raising significant capital to fund global expansion, R&D, and ecosystem growth. The IPO provided both financial stability and public visibility, positioning Xiaomi as a credible global technology leader while maintaining its commitment to affordability. Financial strategy and global market influence were intertwined with Xiaomi's brand philosophy. By balancing profitability with consumer accessibility, Xiaomi avoided alienating its core audience while expanding internationally. The company's financial prudence enabled it to compete effectively with well-funded rivals, disrupt pricing models, and assert itself as a major player in the smartphone and smart device markets. By the late 2010s, Xiaomi's strategic financial planning and global market execution had positioned it as a respected, influential, and sustainable technology company. Its success demonstrated that a commitment to affordability, combined with careful financial management and international vision, could enable a relatively young company to compete with global giants and shape the future of consumer technology. The next chapter would explore corporate culture, leadership, and the role of community in sustaining Xiaomi's innovation and growth, revealing the human factors behind its remarkable rise. Xiaomi's success was not only the result of innovation and financial strategy but also a distinct corporate culture and visionary leadership that empowered employees, engaged communities, and reinforced the company's founding principles. At the heart of Xiaomi's culture was Lei Jun's philosophy of humility, efficiency, and user-centric thinking. Leaders were expected to remain accessible, encourage open dialogue, and prioritize the needs of consumers over corporate ego. This approach fostered a collaborative environment where employees felt ownership of both products and processes, leading to high levels of motivation, creativity, and accountability. The company emphasized cross-functional collaboration. Teams working on hardware, software, marketing, and international operations were encouraged to share insights and work together toward common goals. This integration allowed Xiaomi to move quickly from concept to product launch, adapt to market feedback, and continuously improve both devices and services. Xiaomi also built a community-driven approach into its culture. Users were more than consumers, they were co-creators. Forums, social media channels, and MIUI beta programs enabled fans to suggest features, report bugs, and shape product development. This engagement cultivated loyalty and ensured that Xiaomi's offerings remained aligned with real user needs. The sense of belonging created a powerful network effect. Community members became brand ambassadors, spreading enthusiasm and attracting new customers organically. Leadership at Xiaomi stressed operational discipline and strategic risk-taking. While innovation was encouraged, decisions were measured against core principles: affordability, quality, and ecosystem integration. This balance prevented reckless spending, preserved brand identity, and maintained consistent standards even as the company scaled globally. Employee empowerment was another hallmark of Xiaomi's culture. Team members were encouraged to take initiative, experiment, and learn from failures. Mistakes were treated as opportunities for growth, reinforcing a mindset of continuous improvement. This philosophy extended to product design, software development, and international expansion, allowing the company to innovate rapidly while minimizing long-term risks. Xiaomi also promoted transparency and accountability. Regular updates, internal meetings, and open communication channels ensured that all employees understood the company's goals, challenges, and progress. This transparency extended externally as well, with the company sharing roadmap updates, community announcements, and product insights, reinforcing trust among users and stakeholders. The interplay of culture, leadership, and community created a virtuous cycle. A motivated, empowered workforce developed products that resonated with users, while engaged communities provided feedback that informed strategy and innovation. This cycle reinforced Xiaomi's ability to deliver affordable, high-quality technology consistently across markets. By the late 2010s, Xiaomi had established a reputation for both technological innovation and human-centered corporate values. Its culture emphasized that success was not merely about revenue or market share but about building lasting relationships with employees, users, and partners. This focus on culture and community set the stage for the final chapter: long-term sustainability, global leadership, and Xiaomi's vision for the future, reflecting how the company intended to remain a dominant player in the global tech ecosystem for years to come. By the 2020s, Xiaomi had evolved from a daring startup in a small office to a global technology powerhouse, with a wide-ranging ecosystem of smartphones, smart devices, and digital services. The company's journey had been defined by affordability, innovation, operational efficiency, and a strong commitment to its user community. As Xiaomi looked toward the future, the challenge was no longer just growth, it was sustaining leadership while adapting to a rapidly changing technological landscape. A key aspect of Xiaomi's long-term strategy was continued innovation across products and services. The company invested heavily in R&D to ensure that its devices incorporated cutting-edge technology, from AI-enhanced cameras and 5G connectivity to smart home automation and IoT solutions. By staying ahead of technological trends, Xiaomi aimed to remain competitive against established global giants and new challengers alike. Sustainability also became a central focus. Xiaomi recognized that environmental responsibility and ethical manufacturing practices were increasingly important to consumers worldwide. The company implemented measures to reduce waste, improve energy efficiency in production, and source materials responsibly. These efforts not only supported global sustainability goals but also strengthened Xiaomi's brand reputation among environmentally conscious customers. Global market strategy remained crucial. Xiaomi continued to expand into new regions while deepening its presence in existing markets. The company adapted products, pricing, and marketing to local needs, ensuring that it could compete effectively against both global competitors and emerging local brands. This flexibility allowed Xiaomi to navigate diverse economic, regulatory, and cultural environments successfully. Another cornerstone of Xiaomi's future growth was ecosystem integration. By connecting smartphones, wearables, home devices, and digital services, Xiaomi created a seamless experience that encouraged long-term customer loyalty. Investments in cloud services, AI, and smart home platforms strengthened this ecosystem, providing users with a connected, intelligent environment that extended beyond individual devices. Xiaomi also remained committed to its core principle of accessibility. Even as technology advanced and production costs changed, the company focused on delivering high-quality devices at competitive prices. This commitment reinforced Xiaomi's founding mission, democratizing technology and enabling a broader population to benefit from innovations that were previously reserved for premium segments. Community engagement continued to play a critical role. Xiaomi leveraged its user base for feedback, co-creation, and advocacy, ensuring that decisions were guided by real-world needs. This participatory model fostered loyalty, trust, and a sense of shared ownership, helping the company maintain a strong bond with its global audience. Leadership foresight was equally important. Xiaomi's management balanced ambition with prudence, making strategic investments, expanding internationally, and exploring new technologies without compromising core values. The combination of vision, discipline, and user-centric thinking positioned Xiaomi for continued relevance and influence in the competitive tech landscape. Looking ahead, Xiaomi's future involved navigating emerging technologies, shifting consumer expectations, and global economic challenges while continuing to expand its ecosystem and market presence. By staying true to its principles of affordability, innovation, and community engagement, Xiaomi aimed to remain a dominant player in the global technology arena. In conclusion, Xiaomi's journey from a small startup to a global technology powerhouse demonstrates the power of vision, disciplined execution, and community-driven innovation. Its story shows that high-quality, affordable technology can reshape industries, empower millions, and create lasting impact, offering lessons for startups and established companies alike. Xiaomi's future, built on sustainability, innovation, and accessibility, promises to continue transforming the way the world interacts with technology.